This is Jay. In this video we are going to discuss about how do we going to create a box and a whisker plot. So what is that box and whisker plot? The person who have no idea about what is a box and a whisker plot is something that in general box and whisker plot helps you to identify is there any abnormal points which is been highly deviated comparing with all other data points within its own distribution. Simple as that. So that is a short brief or the brief of it. Now let's do it. How do it works? I'm taking some maybe as you told that here one measure is always a mandate to go with, so I'm choosing profit, and then I choose I don't want the aggregated measure, and then I wanted to perform a box plot. Look at it here. Cool. So what happens here? What I have done is that profit I have chosen that within what is that? Unless this aggregate measure comes in. If I remove that, what happens is that by default Tableau always aggregate your values, but if I choose that uncheck mark the aggregate values, the regular raw data comes in. Now look at it here. There is one profit comes in from either of the category or either of the sales, which is actually producing minus 6,600 in profit, which is actually a huge loss. There is only 1 point which has been there, but actually look at the other data points. Some data points is giving a high profit, as if 8,400 comes with only one sales. Maybe if you wanted to understand which category it falls under or something, that I would take category and then put it into colors. This comes with technology. Even the same technology is actually producing a loss of 6,600, a huge shortfall. Maybe look at the other one, office supplies, some losses this big. And then when I hover to this line, that line is actually the box plot. To be precise, maybe I would do it in the columns to understand. Maybe even the columns is not supporting. Cool. So let it be here. So look at it here. This column is actually producing lower whisker is of minus 40, upper whisker is of 71, upper range is 29, lower range is 2, which means that it is basically 1.5 times of the IQR. On top of that, I would add Q1 value, that is lower whisker. So Q1 minus 1.5 times of IQR. The upper whisker is something that Q3 plus 1.5 times of IQR. That is what the idea is. Maybe if you wanted to change any of the properties, you can still change it and then you can use it. Maybe I don't want a category, let it be now. On top of it, let's take, I don't want this one, I would go for an aggregate value. Let it be an aggregate value. Sum of profit comes in. On top of sum of profit, what I would wanted to include is I wanted to look at it in a subcategory level. Cool. Subcategory level. Look at it here. The subcategory, we got a lot of subcategories. For each and every subcategories, we got some values here. This is bookcases, this is supplies, fasteners. Each and every subcategory is producing some values. Okay, this is tables, which is actually producing a huge loss, and this is basically copiers, which is producing the highest profit. But ideally this seems to be a minimum value and the maximum value, because box and whisker plot can be producing the values for maximum selections. So I would go with maximum extent of the data within 1.5 times of IQR. Simple as that. This works effective. I would hide underlying marks. Look at it here, we got some marks, so I would hide it. I don't want a data point, I just wanted to understand the distribution. This should work. And then fill whatever the color that we wanted to use, we can choose it. This is the color that we wanted to choose, you choose it. And then the style, modern, classic, you can choose whatever that. Classic would be also, I think modern should support, it's working better. Borders. Cool, this works effective. Cool. So this is what an idea. Now if I take category and then I plot it into the column, I would be getting 3 different box plot. Look at it here. This is what the box plot values are. Upper whisker, lower whisker, and the values comes in. It's kind of a cool visualization, right? So this is what the box plot is producing for us. And then this box plot is generally talking about the distribution in a category level. Basically we got 3 categories. Furniture level is, this is what the distributions of the data is. The maximum value lies here, the minimum value lies here. This is the overall, most of the 50% of data falls in within this range, minus 10,000 profit to 19,000 profit. Simple as that. So this range can be understandable by using box plot, and box plot is basically a univariate analysis where it cannot produce a bivariate analysis for you. Cool, then yeah, so this is or the idea of creating a box plot. See you in the next video. Thank you.